Hi everyone, my name is Christian Elliott and welcome to my Week 4 article presentation on the social era. So I'd like to outline the objectives of my presentation to start out. I'm going to begin with doing a little bit of a background on the Hawthorne studies, which include the elimination study, the relay assembly test room study, the interviewing program, and then a little bit of background on the human relations, leadership, and motivation movement. And then I'll dive into my article that I've chosen to present this week, which is Creating a Positive Workplace Culture. A little bit about the author, a summary of the article, and then how it connects to the text. So the first of the Hawthorne studies was the illumination study, which was conducted by Dugald C. Jackson, an electrical engineer from MIT, to investigate the relationship between workplace lighting and productivity. Now, he hypothesized that as illumination was increased, so would productivity, but he found no such relationship. So the second of the studies, the first one that relates more so to my article, is the relay assembly test room study, which was conducted in 1927 and was used to analyze the effect of rest breaks, workday length, company provided mid-morning lunches, and the method of payment on productivity in the workplace. The study was performed on female employees who weren't getting married in the near future, and the study also measured things like pulse rate, blood pressure, weather conditions, and room temperature. The factors that increased production the most were 1. Working in small groups, 2. Less restrictive supervisors, 3. Increased earnings, 4. The novelty of participating in the study, and 5. Attention given to the assemblers by the researchers. Now, the Hawthorne studies also showed when the researchers gave more attention to the assemblers' personal needs, the employees were less shy and were more open to talking freely with company's officials. The employees also started developing personal relationships with their coworkers and seeing them socially outside of the workplace. Now, this in turn improved cooperation at work and loyalty to the company, which resulted in increased productivity. It should also be noted that Claire Turner of MIT Biology said that the rest breaks did not increase production due to lowered fatigue, but it also allowed time for the employees to interact and socialize, which improved employees' mental attitudes and overall morale. Now, this relates to the article I'll talk to a little bit later in terms of creating a positive workplace culture. The interviewing program by George Elton Mayo was conducted similarly to the relay assembly test room study and tested the correlation between working conditions and employee efficiency. Now, he was able to lower employee turnover from 250% to 5%, improving man-hour efficiency. He stated that the rest periods improved employee morale and reduced pessimistic reveries, a specific state of consciousness which was considered a mild form of mental illness. Now, as we dive into the human relations, leadership, and motivation movement a little bit, the Hawthorne studies became known for the Hawthorne effect, which is the explanation of increased production from moving the employees from their original department to the test room. The increased attention they received and the less supervision created a new social dynamic in the workplace. Employees were consulted about changes and listened to by superiors more sympathetically. This environment was implemented more permanently, resulting in more social interaction between coworkers and supervisors, and the improved productivity was in part due to the employees' sense of importance. Even after the discontinuation of the Hawthorne studies due to the Great Depression, Mayo continued to stress the need for effective collaboration in the workplace, which became increasingly popular among business leaders. Now, I'd like to introduce my article, Creating a Positive Workplace Culture, A Little Kindness Goes a Long Way, by giving a little bit of background about the author. Michelle Burke is the founder and president of the Energy Catalyst Group, which is dedicated to the improvement of workplace culture and creating more positive teams to make work more enjoyable and the organizations more successful. She's most notably worked with Disney, Snapchat, Visa, and Sony. The article discusses the benefits of positive workplace culture and what specifically individuals can do to improve the workplace environment they work in. The article links positive environments with more workplace relationships and better health. Burke, the author, has 7 practices which she advocates for to improving workplace culture. Number 1, model positive and respectful behavior with your interactions, which is really being accountable, not playing the blame game, and encouraging an environment where it's okay to make mistakes and move forward. Number 2, show gratitude and appreciation. The example given in the article would be sending a thank you note to an employee or bringing it up during a meeting. Number 3, celebrate wins. Look for ways to celebrate, whether it's an employee recognizing a milestone or achieving a goal. Honoring wins and milestones improves overall team morale by encouraging the person recognized and showing team members that important events are noticed and praised. 4, listen. This one's fairly easy, being open and encouraging to hearing others' opinions. Number 5, communicate often. Keep employees in the loop with frequent updates. This helps keep people connected and feeling part of a larger team. 6, create clear goals. Employees like knowing that the job they're doing is making a difference. And lastly, number 7, foster collaboration and diversity. Teams are at their best when they are able to make the best use of their strengths and welcome different perspectives and ideas and opinions of their team members to extract the best solution or result. The article presented some interesting research. It stated that organizations with low employee engagement resulted in 18% lower productivity, 16% lower profitability, and 65% lower share price, which in turn caused higher turnover rates. The relationship between culture and productivity parallels what was discovered through the Hawthorne studies and was stressed by Mayo throughout the social era. Theories that originated from the Hawthorne studies and are being taught by Michelle Burke and other workplace culture consultants are the practices that have become increasingly popular in today's society. Companies in Silicon Valley, such as Google and Facebook, believe workplace culture is essential for growth and will continue to be an integral part of their long-term success for years to come. The Hawthorne studies really laid the groundwork for these practices during the social era and have been built upon to be put into practice in today's society. Now, my questions for you guys. Number 1, I'm curious as to your opinion on whether you think the presence of the researchers and the fact that the employees knew that they were a part of a study influenced the research too much to be valid. And number 2, in your personal experience, what ways was social interaction within an organization an important factor in the success of a team? Thanks for listening to my article presentation this week, and I look forward to your responses to my questions as well as some banter within the discussion board. Thanks.